Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Hari ini malam yang ke-26 Ramadan bersamaan dengan 18 Mei 2020, hari Isnin. Alhamdulillah. Saya doakan kita semua telah berjaya melalui selama 25 hari berpuasa di bulan Ramadan. InsyaAllah amal ibadat kita diterima oleh Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dan boleh menjadi sebagai bekalan kita pada hari kemudian. Dan InsyaAllah kalau ada rezeki, masih ada lagi ruang kita untuk bertemu pada malam Lailatul Qadar, malam 1000 bulan. InsyaAllah kalau kita termasuk orang-orang yang akan mendapat malam Lailatul Qadar. So do I have do I have principle to be success? Again, I have shared with you how did I get into this position, the current situation up to this point. Alhamdulillah, my career as engineer, as technical businessman, have provided me with a good, decent life, to be good community, to be good family members, to my sibling, to my mom, my dad, my wife, my daughter. Alhamdulillah, I can't complain. Yes, definitely there were some obstacle and constraint that I have to overcome, but that is part of the journey that I have to take to be at the current position. Some of the, I would say that principle, maybe I can call it a principle, that support me or assist me to be at my current position is that, as I mentioned, we need to have targets. I do have targets during my journey for my career and for my life, and this target is based on who I want to be like, who I like to be. One of these days, as I mentioned, we need to pick a role model. Okay, so I have done that. Alhamdulillah, I managed, or I have identified during my career who I want to follow, who I want to be like, and who I want to be coached by or to be mentored by. It's just like example, good sportsman. I would say that if you look at in golf, Tiger Woods, or Roger Federer, or even Lee Chong Wei, they won't be able to be at the number one spot in their respective sport if they do not have role model or a good coach that coach them, guide them to be number one in the world. Okay, we just follow the footsteps because they have designed our move or our growth to achieve the pinnacle of our career, I would say so. So definitely they have a good coach, good coaches. They have good coaches Otherwise, they can't be number one in the world. So think about it. Not everybody, you can't simply be a good or a great person if you work on your own. Definitely, you must have a good coach. I found that has helped me to be a good engineer, to be a good in developing my career as for the technical entrepreneur or businessman as well. The other area that we need to have is the emotional factor. What is the drive that drives us to be success in our career? What is desire for us to become a good engineer, a good technical businessman as well? And we definitely must have determination to do so. And I mentioned that we must have direction being planned, and we follow the process on the emotional factor there. So the other area that I would say is about the same. We must have a good strategy and system. For example, the career development plan, which has been proven success. As I mentioned, the role model have gone through all this process. If we can follow their strategy and system based on the career development plan, inshallah, you can be as good as your role model. And the other thing that you must have to possess, I would say, a bold action, dare to success factor, that you can overcome all the obstacle and constraint that you have faced. As I mentioned, that during your journey of life, definitely you have faced failure, and ask yourself, how do you overcome the obstacle that hold back your movement till today? You must have learned something. Use it. Use it from the learning experience. Use it to become a success person as well. And I would say, last but not least, is more about our intention to be a good engineer. We must have the intention, the big why factor, why we want to become a good engineer. Whether it's for our hobby satisfaction or something we want to continue our activity down in the road. Like, for example, I became a good engineer because I want to become a technical businessman, and I want to share my knowledge and experience with my people, the youngster, so that the legacy can still continue on the technical entrepreneurship there. So remember, 80% of our success is based on how good we plan. Okay, so 80% of the success is because of planning, and 90% of the failure is because of our attitude. So ask yourself, do you have this in your heart? To be success, you must have a good planning, and try to eliminate the negative attitude, because as I mentioned, that 90% of the failure in our career, in our life, or even in our business, maybe it's because of our attitude. So guys, that's all. If you have something to share or something to comment, join me on my FB page, my engineer, and definitely we can share and discuss further on this. So that's all. I am IRC Norman. I will talk to you and see you again, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.